In the Husky huddle, we gather round. Coach Uconn and Steve Cully were never found. They talk about the team with such zeal, strategies and plays. They analyze it well. The stadium's full of cheers and shouts. Uconn's got spirit, we'll never doubt. Coaches share their thoughts. It's quite the treat. In this lively huddle, we always meet. Huskies, Huskies, we stand tall. With Coach Uconn and Steve Cully we call. Game plans and strategies, we break it down. In the Husky huddle, our passion won. From defensive line to wide receiver, every position we cover it all together. Friendly banter.
I don't know if it's friendly banter.
Very leak. How long was that going to go?
I know. Dave has become a music producer. That's what he does. He loves music producing now.
I like it. Just Husky not on my time. Huddle. That's all.
Yeah, exactly. Just not on my time.
Just not on my time.
Husky Huddle, and this is the last game of the regular season. And we have, as always, with us, the legendary voice of the Huskies, the best of the best, Joe D'Ambrosia. Joe.
Good morning, kids. How are we?
So great to see you. It's just the 3 times in 1 week. It just makes life so much special. And then we have Coach Uconn, who is working on showcasepro.org recruiting software. He's always marketing. That's why he's just the businessman, the successful businessman. And we have an interesting matchup this week against South Florida. And I say interesting.
No, bozo. It's not.
I'm sorry, Florida Atlantic. Florida Atlantic.
Good to start the show on a mistake, Cully. That gets us off on a good foot.
God damn it, Joe got me. Florida Atlantic. Yes. Which is an interesting matchup because they did beat Tulsa, which was technically a good win for them. They've beaten UAB. They've also beaten Rice, and they lost to South Florida, who I mentioned, Navy, and they recently lost to Tulane, played tough. But they are 4-6, and 2 wins could get them right back into a bowl game. They've been up and down all year, but the reason I say that is just because there's a lot going on in Husky land right now that I just am concerned about potential distractions. Joe Fignano, the quarterback, even being mentioned in the Heisman race, being mentioned.
No, stop it. It's not a distraction.
I hope it's not, but the way you played last week.
You know what? It has nothing to do with how he played last week. And I love the kid. He's 24 years old. He's been a great success story. He's not winning the Heisman.
I agree.
He's not going to New York. He's not going to New York for the ceremony. Okay. Let's just get back to a little bit of touch of reality here.
I 100% agree. I'm not saying that he is. I'm saying
why is it a distraction, Stevie? I don't get it.
Well, because he got some national attention last week.
So what? So that's not a distraction?
I'm saying for him, I think it may have put some undue pressure.
No, he seems cool as a cucumber. I would think that's not.
He normally does.
Disagree with you.
I just watching him, he just seemed to be pressing early on with the throws he was making. He seemed like he was trying to make the perfect throws. He was throwing into really tight windows, and he wasn't having a lot of success. And yeah, it could be because obviously Air Force is a good team. Air Force has a better defensive scheme. It could have nothing to do with what Joe was dealing with. But that's all I was saying was maybe the national mentions and some attention could have potentially put pressure on him. But Dave, what do you think?
I don't see that at all.
Oh, good. Thank you.
I mean, Cam ran for like 150 yards.
He had 165 yards rushing. No, Cam had a great game.
He wasn't needed to do anything there from that standpoint.
No, not at all. But you've said we become more of a passing offense, and this was a game where we really relied on the run. We only threw the ball 23 times. So that's why I was saying it's been different than the last few games that we've had. Where
the key to me in this game is one very simple thing: taking care of the football. Because Florida Atlantic is negative 15 in the turnover.
Yeah,
right. Ooh, that's bad.
Negative 15. That's a crazy stat line.
That's big. Yes.
They were negative 3 against Tulane, which was a loss. They were plus 2 against Tulsa, which was a win. Negative 2 against Navy, a loss. Negative against USF, a loss. They were actually negative 1 and 2 in their wins against Rice and UAB. Every single game they've been either negative or only one game were they positive, which was Tulsa. I mean, that's
right.
Crazy.
Well, and they're giving up 34 points a game. They have almost given up 2,000 yards rushing on the year. The only thing is,
they have a horrible run game.
Horrible. They do. They don't run the ball well.
But they've got a great passing attack.
They do. They average 328 yards passing per game, and they only give up 211.
Kid can throw the ball. So
yeah. So it's a long trip. I think it's. I didn't see the line on it. Did you see the line, Dave?
No, but I could find out in probably.
I can get it for you in 2 seconds.
I was just curious what the spread was.
What do you think it is?
I would say 7.5.
Wow! Congratulations.
Did I hit it on the head?
Steve the Greek.
I nailed it on the head. Really? It's because yesterday Dave and I did a show on the CCNY betting scandal, and I watched the documentary, and it just blew me away. I was just blown away by it. So
amazing story.
Well, unfortunately, boys, I don't think we're far away from a betting scandal.
Oh no, not at all. I think it's only going to get worse.
Part of the reason why we did it, that was like it's so wild with betting now, legally betting. So whereas back then, not to digress too much, but the amount of money they were paying the CCNY players, we were dumbfounded. Yeah. We were absolutely dumbfounded. It was $1,500 up to $1,500 a player, and it was other schools. CCNY just got most thrown on their butt.
There were 5 schools involved
that year. But it was all the New York City teams were involved, and Kentucky was involved, and a lot of teams. But $1,500 was crazy. That was equivalent to $30,000 for one game.
Yeah.
So these guys, if they were doing multiple games, were getting the equivalent of almost 6 figures. No wonder it was so rampant,
Yeah. Well, and there was a later gambling scandal in the early 60s that involved a kid from UConn, and then there was the Boston College scandal in the mid 80s.
Yep.
And look, there was no DraftKings or BetMGM or Bet ESPN or any of that stuff back then. It's the world we live in. And I don't know, to be honest with you, I don't know what college athletics can do to prevent this from becoming an epidemic.
Well, I mean, they legalized it for the first time this year.
What's crazy, the television, like ESPN, Bet ESPN's a great example, Joe. They televise the games, and they have betting.
Ads for it everywhere.
And the fact that that's allowed, that a company that is televising the games can also have control betting lines
Right.
and is crazy. Like, I don't know why. I mean, why an ESPN executive is not going to say to somebody at some point, hey, like, I mean,
All
how's
about
that
the
not
money.
going to happen? There's no
Well,
way.
didn't I read though that Bet ESPN is going out of business?
I don't know. I'm just saying,
I
like, if
hope
that
so.
becomes a thing,
Yeah.
it's crazy.
Well,
I hope
nothing's
so.
more annoying to me when watching the Yankees other than Volpe striking out with men in scoring position and 2 out.
Yes,
That when they come on in the next inning and Michael Kay or Ryan Ruocco or
Oh.
whoever gives you, the current live odds on this
Mhm.
game, or I mean,
It's
we
ridiculous.
we have the greatest hitter in baseball history banned from the Hall of Fame
Yeah,
because
we
he bet
talked
on
about
games
that.
that didn't involve his team.
We
And
talked about that.
now we're throwing out money here and there and there. It's just we digress, but it's kind of it's kind of
It's
become at a
hypocritical.
point. It's right, exactly. So,
But I was looking at Florida Atlantic, not South Florida. They do have a very efficient quarterback, Caden Vetcamp.
Veldkamp.
Velcamp. Sorry, I didn't see that right. He's thrown for almost 3,000 yards, 22 touchdowns, and he's averaging almost 300 yards a game in the 10 games that he's played. So they have some game breakers. The rushing game, it's really by committee. They have 4 guys that they use. Nobody really stands out.
Well, one of them being Veldkamp. Veldkamp's got
I didn't see
72
that.
rushes.
Yep, 178 yards.
Right, but
134 yards.
but the numbers knocked down because of all the sacks, which
Right.
improperly in college football goes against the rushing attack. Look,
And
it's going to be another game where Matt Brock's going to dial up a game plan to stop the pass.
And that's obviously the running quarterback scares me all the time. They have the good receiver Easton Messer, 83 catches, 847 yards. He's got 5 touchdowns on the year. And Asad Wasim, 10 games, 50 catches, 556 yards. So I think you're absolutely right. He's going to focus on slowing down that passing game. They don't really have to be concerned with the run game. And I think, again, Dave, making them one-dimensional, once we got the lead on Air Force, they were running the ball, but they ran the clock out, and then they tried to throw the ball late, and it just didn't happen. Making them one-dimensional is key to this game, and I know there may not be distractions. I just want these kids focused on getting this 9th win, and it'll be historic.
You and your distractions, man. Come on.
Joe, from what I've heard, Coach could be leaving, and there could be a lot of turnover. Like
Where are you hearing Coach could be leaving?
From
that's all out there.
Reliable sources. Very reliable.
Really?
Unless I mean, some things have to happen at some of these schools, but there are open jobs. But yeah, that's we both have heard that's
really
pretty.
Well,
let's shut the link down. Let's shut the show down for 10 minutes so you can tell me.
Well, I've also heard that his assistants have interviewed and also have potential other job offers if everything goes south.
And one of them might get the head job, right? If he left, right?
Yes,
that was another.
Yes. They would try to keep one for the head job. Yes.
Well, I mean,
if he didn't take
pay for having a successful program.
It is. It is. But Joe, I know that we've had success. I just didn't think because of the competition that we played that it would make that much of a difference. But when you beat Duke, even though, they're not one of the top. Well, they're one of the top ACC teams.
They're mediocre. They're a little bit better than a mediocre team.
At the time, they were still in the hunt for the ACC championship when we beat them, but it didn't matter. BC has been down. We played Syracuse the way we played them, but just with the wins that we had, I didn't think that it would draw attention from a Power Four conference school. I thought maybe a group of five.
Stevie, I don't think it's as much who they've beaten, but how the program has been pieced together. I think
over the last 4 years. Yeah,
that's what attracts attention for the coaches. That they see that he's got a plan, that they see he's got an idea on how to build things, that he's not afraid to use the portal. I think that goes into it more. That now the 1-loss record counts. If he was 6-38, nobody'd be knocking at his door.
No,
but
he's
not. He's got a winning record, right? So it's all part of the puzzle. And look, nobody thought Jim Mora was going to be Calhoun or Oriema or Penders or Nancy Stevens and stay here a lifetime. Nobody. So
no. And you said that early on in the season that he would use this as you said that he could use this as a stepping stone to leave, but you did not believe he would because of his age and because he was happy here that he would not do it. But
but as being a coach yourself, and Shu knows this too. I mean, Shu's looking to move up from that U10 team that was a disaster in the playoffs. But
oh God!
But
best job you've done.
But you know that no matter what age you are as a coach, you want to prove yourself against the better competition. And he may look at this, and this would be scary to me if I were a UConn fan. And I'm a fan, but not like you boys are. But it would be scary to me to think he doesn't think it's sustainable.
Right. And I could see that because he's had to turn over the roster the last 3 years, with at least 40 transfers that he's bringing in. And he's going to go into next year without a quarterback, potentially without his best receiving tight end. And, they're going to have to give more money to Cam, to Mel, and to keep some of those guys. They're losing Romello Murphy.
I don't
Mel, to interrupt for a minute with breaking news from this week at the newsroom, it seemed like Mel Brunt might play Saturday, which was totally against everything we talked about.
Yeah, we did say that because
we poo-pooed it.
The 4 games I thought was the first 4 games, and then you could redshirt. So
4 games total.
Yeah, apparently it is 4 games total. And I don't know if the bowl game would count towards that.
Oh, of course it would.
And then that would mean that he's ready to go. He's ready to come out. So if that happens, then it's Cam, Oliver Lundberg Coleman, Victor Rosa, who we would have left. And they'd have
Victor Rosa. Victor Rosa should send you flowers.
Victor Rosa's Dale Sears in your eyes.
I was never a Victor Rosa fan. I loved MJ.
You're the biggest Victor. You must have a
Victor Rosa fan.
Victor Rosa should send you a signed jersey. He should send you a signed jersey. If I were Victor Rosa's parents and I was listening to this, the guy who I would send the jersey to, signed with love.
I'm going to go on the Huskies website, and they have Cash Apps where you can pay for cameo. Yeah, you can pay for cameo videos. You can pay for autographs. I'll get myself a cameo from Victor Rosa.
You should.
I'll write it out for myself.
Dude, he would appreciate it. He could use the bucks.
Dear Victor, I'm your biggest fan.
You should. You might think you're a stalker, but
that would be funny. That would be funny if I did that. But that's what they do. But
he was hoping hoping for a tall blonde to send it to him, but he got you instead.
He got tall. He got
an old
tall.
man. Yeah. But it's just crazy to think this could end up being another 9-win season, which would be the first time in UConn history, 2 years in a row with 9 wins. Amazing. And then the potential for a 10th win. And, for the season that we've had, the losses that we've had, I think we may be the only team in history to have every loss in overtime. I was trying to look that up as well. But the personal records are incredible. Cam going over 1,000 yards, 10 touchdowns. Skylar Bell breaking the single season reception record and a chance to breaking the touchdown record, having a chance to break the reception record. And Joe Fignano throwing for over 3,000 yards, which nobody expected. And, he could still get to 27, 28 touchdowns. 2 years, that's great for him. And then you have Brian Parham, who is 5th in the nation with 108 total tackles and 11th in tackles per game. And Omar Diamande, who has 103 total tackles. He ranks 8th and he ranks 6th with 56 solo tackles, averaging 9.4 a game. Joe, would you have expected this UConn team to have performers like this who stand out individually and have a chance to break records and really leave their mark?
Probably not.
I didn't either.
It's been an exceptional group that they've paid for, and that's what they did. They paid for it because that's the way of the world.
They did.
Let's not fool ourselves here.
Yep.
But I think a lot of things go into consideration in this. One is the work ethic of the kids. 2, being put in the right scheme. 3 has been the schedule. Yeah. Let's not dance around. I'm
100% with you on the schedule.
But everything goes into it. So yeah, I mean, I'm most surprised by the Fignano success only because with an offensive line coach as your offensive coordinator, I always thought they would lean towards the running game.
And they did.
And as we've said ad nauseum, probably to the point where like Chris D and the people who listen want to say, shut the blank up. They've become a passing team. But they showed us last week when they have to switch gears that they can go back to a running game. So I'm not surprised by Edwards, but I am surprised by the passing just because I didn't expect them to throw the ball that much. And that's a credit to Joe and to the receivers and to your brethren, the offensive line.
Yeah. And Dave, I thought Gordon has done a good job adapting this season because we were primarily a running offense last year. Joe was more of a game manager. I don't know if he threw for 2,000 yards. He had 20 touchdown passes, but 5 of them came against Merrimack. So I never would have expected him to have the numbers that he's having. I know it's against poor competition. But still he has really stepped up. He's been a good leader. He has shown real grit and toughness and really challenging situations. He doesn't flinch. He's got ice water in his veins. The only thing that mildly worries me is all time we've been 5-5 against teams from the AAC since we've become an independent. So it's not a sure thing. I mean, we do not play this conference well. We beat UAB at home. We lost to Rice in double overtime. And then, last year we beat Florida Atlantic, we beat Temple, and we beat Rice. So this is no easy win by any stretch of the imagination. What are your thoughts on playing another American Conference team and Coach Gordon and him switching gears a little bit this year?
I think you froze.
No, I'm here. Oh, you're asking me?
Yeah.
Well, what's your question, Steve?
What do you think is going to happen on Saturday?
Why do I always get ignored? Why do you ignore me when I speak? Why do I diatribes?
You asked me a question. It's a long-winded question.
It's a long-winded. Okay, you want shorter questions? Okay.
No,
okay.
I don't mind.
We're 5-5 against American Conference.
There were 5-5 versus AAC. Like that matters at all to this game.
What are your thoughts on that? Okay, it doesn't matter
at all.
Question 1. 2, Joe Fignano's performance and Gordon adjusting his offense. What are your thoughts?
I like what Gordon has done. I like what Gordon has done. Okay. I know you hate it. But
I adore Coach Gordon. I think he's
I like what Gordon.
What? I hate his run game. I don't hate what he's done. He
has 1,000-yard rusher.
Right.
He did.
He only has a 1,000-yard rusher.
It's a belief.
I don't understand why a guy who's produced a 1,000-yard rusher, which we haven't had since Mensa. Okay, and I don't know if that team was good or not, but I remember Mensa. He was a good runner.
It's a belief. It's just philosophical. We have a philosophical difference in opinion.
Isn't it about results? Is it about results or is it about philosophy?
Philosophy, but no, it's about results.
Okay,
it's about
so the results speak for itself. So, I could like to run a spread offense and do all these things and win one game, and another guy can run the wing T and win 10 games. So, yeah, I may like my philosophy, but that other thing is working. So, right? So
it does to an extent. My problem is when we run outside zone, it's either a big play or it's a 4-yard loss. I think if we ran more north and south, the losses would go away. We wouldn't end up in 2nd and 14. We'd end up in 2nd and 10 or 2nd and 9.
So if we ran a power scheme, for example,
if we were a power scheme, I would.
All right, but let's talk about the negatives on a pin and pull. Even though I'm a big pin and pull guy, they down block and they pull guy. Okay, you run the risk of a guy jumping the puller. Right, the gap scheme. Yeah. You run the risk of a guy jumping the puller, and what happens when he does do that? That happens every game. A guy either guesses right or he reads it right.
Penetration. Yep, you're right.
And what happens on the play?
Okay. Let me
Dave.
Let me jump in here.
Is the result a negative? Is the result a negative play?
We're gonna let Joe jump in.
Let me jump in here for a minute, okay? In 11 games this year. All right. If you take away the 68 yards that Fignano has lost in sacks, they have lost exactly 124 yards rushing in 11 games. I don't find that to be a lot, boys. I understand what you're saying, Steve, and you're trying to prove your point, but the numbers would document that they're not finding themselves in those situations very much. Okay.
Right.
I think it's hard. I understand philosophically you don't agree, which is great, which is why we do shows like this. But the results it's a results-oriented business.
For themselves. Yeah.
And the results are they're averaging 5 yards a carry and 173 yards a game. And you put that up with 287 yards passing a game, and you got 400 yards of offense. And how many times have we done that at UConn?
No, I think Gordon has done a very good job, and I think a big part of that is because they got an assistant offensive line coach who really runs the offensive line, and he focuses more on the game planning, more on the offense.
That's the way it should be. Look at how bad the defense was when Morrow was trying to call the plays. It was a disaster.
Yeah, it was.
When he was trying to be head coach and defensive coordinator, it didn't work.
Exactly.
It didn't work. You can't do that. You can't. Nobody does that anymore. And
No.
and give more
A
credit.
few.
Well,
Lane,
a few, but
Lane,
yeah.
Pippen, maybe, I don't know. A couple.
But give more credit for realizing the situation and
Yes.
bringing in Matt
Yeah.
to run the defense. So I
I agree.
understand your theory, Steve, but I understand. I have a hard time.
No, you're right.
going along with
It's a results-driven business, and when you have a team that is about to have over 2,000 yards rushing as a team, that says something. And
Yeah.
I think that Gordon has done a much better job of being deceptive, where keeping the defense on their heels, not knowing whether it's going to be a run or a pass. I do think he's done very well with that, where it was kind of more predictable, and it was kind of more predictable. And Dave, you said this, you agreed with me on this too. When you saw the different personnel groupings they were using, you kind of knew what was coming. You knew who was in the game.
I agree with that. I think that the part of it is this to me, it still comes down to certain things with football, right? If you see a heavy tight end package, right, and they're going to run their wide zone off of it, and you think, 80% of the time they run off of this play, right?
Off of that formation.
The thing is, no matter how much they lean in that direction, they still have counters or play action off of it. So you don't completely tee off, even though you know that this is what they're primarily doing. So
Correct.
what does that allow you to do? It gives the offensive linemen and tight ends an opportunity to get a slight advantage, because you could throw out of it, even if you don't most of the time. So, like, I look at football as if the way he looks like he runs the offense is he's dictating to the defense what he wants them to do. Like, he wants them to see, okay,
you're right about that.
Yeah, like, so I'm dictating to them. I'm showing tight ends. I'm showing a heavy run scheme, okay, and I'm dictating that to you, which allows me then to come back to counters off of that with that same personnel, right?
Right.
If I have success with it. So the other thing is, to me, football still is always about leverage, personnel, and spacing, right? And then the final part is numbers at the point of attack. So if they're leveraging multiple guys at the point of attack with those tight ends, right, and how they're moving them around, you're talking about big bodies in today's game, a lot more lighter linebackers, right? The linebackers are lighter.
The linebackers are DBs, basically. They're safeties.
Yeah, they're not 90s era linebackers where we all had the big neck rolls and weighing 235 pounds, okay, to plug the run. Like, that's a different guy now. You might have one of those linebackers now. One. You don't have three when they come in with a tight end package. So
they're all built to stop the spread.
Right. So that does give them an advantage. So that might be like, hey, what are you going to put on the field personnel-wise, defensively, when we put two or three tight ends out here? Do you have the guys to match us? If you don't have the guys to match us, we're going to run this play 9 million times like they did against Air Force, because they were physically bigger at the point of attack, right?
And
that's where to me, that's where the showing your hand can work to your advantage, right? It's like, who are you going to sub in to stop this? Do you have sometimes teams do, right? He sees that. Okay, they do. Now we're going to go to more of a package with Vereen as the tight end and more spread out and one back, and not leverage the fact that they have a better run group. So that cat and mouse game, to me, as
that's football.
I think he does that really, really well. Like,
I think he has gotten there. Yes.
That's my point with him. So I don't Steve to hear that. I love you, Steve. I know it hurts to hear it, but
listen,
that's what I think is the truth.
I agree that he is definitely not predictable. Now, what Joe had said, I never would have believed. I thought Skylar Bell, he's got 93 catches. The next receiver is Romello Murphy with 29. I always believed that Skylar Bell was going to get shut down at some point. I always believed that we were going to need other receivers to step up and make plays. I never thought there would be that big of a discrepancy between number one and number two. And I had said, let's try to get the other receivers involved. And Joe's like, yeah, let's not throw to Skylar Bell as much. Let's see how that works. And Joe is 100% right. We've been able to get Skylar Bell the ball and do it creatively in different ways. We ran him out of the backfield a couple times. We throw him wide receiver screens. We put him in motion. We have him in the slot. Joe, would you say the same thing? Like, I mean, even though he is the number one target, everyone's, gunning for him. We're still finding ways to get him the ball. I mean, he's getting his 8 catches a game still.
Well, number one, the quarterback stands upright 99.9%.
He does. Correct.
Number two, Bell has proven to be uncoverable. The quarterback delivers him the ball on time. I don't know if they keep this at UConn as for a season, but I'm curious to see what his yards after catch are. I mean, his yak. I mean, it's just
that would be good.
It's pretty amazing what they've done with the passing game. All right, I got a question. I got a quiz for you. I got 2 quizzes for you to break this up. All right, so Fignano leads UConn in total offense with 3,152 yards, right? Edwards is second with 1,031 yards rushing.
Yes.
Who's number 3?
Who is number 3? It would have to be, I would guess, Romello Murphy or Nider.
It is Oliver Coleman Lundberg, or Lundberg Coleman, whatever the hell it is.
The running back?
Really?
At 246 yards.
Oh,
Mel Brown
God.
is 4th. Mel Brown is 4th. He's played 3 games.
I know. I still think that's crazy.
All right, so here's the other quiz. Here's the other quiz.
We must return
last night while watching the NFL game, I scanned every website I could to get bowl predictions, which, as you know, I feel is as useless as 10-day forecast and mock.
And the preseason predictions.
It's conversational. I'm going to give you the 7 scenarios that I found. This is going to take a little mental.
Oh my God!
Right, Steve, let me finish. Don't interrupt the host, or you'll get eliminated. Okay. I'm going to give you the 7 that I found. You tell me the 2 that you think are the best. All right. Don't answer till I'm done, because that will also result in elimination. The Gasparilla Bowl against South Florida. The Boca Raton Bowl against Coastal Carolina. The Gasparilla Bowl against Florida State. The Cure Bowl against James Madison. The Myrtle Get Your Girdle Beach Bowl against East Carolina. The Liberty Bowl against Cincinnati. And the Frisco Bowl against the Golden Bears of Cal. Give me your top 2. Let's go with Schumann first.
Oh my God! Wow.
I don't even know. I would say the Car Care Bowl maybe, and the Gasparilla. They love sending us to the Gasparilla.
Yeah, I mean, it's got to be a power.
Gasparilla.
I like Cal. Cal is a very
no one will
good
come
team.
to that game.
And I would have to say right now, Cincinnati. Cincinnati was ranked. Florida State is on the downswing. I'd love to see us against either of those teams and their Power 4 conference teams.
I would agree with you from that standpoint, except I agree with Shu. The Cal Bowl is in Frisco, Texas, 2 days before Christmas.
Which we won't draw. You're right.
Ain't nobody going there.
No
one.
And the Liberty Bowl against Cincinnati, that's the dreaded after New Year's Bowl where nobody gives a hoot.
Except
for
the
playoffs.
Shreveport, Louisiana. I've been there. I love it there. Nobody's going.
No.
I thought the Liberty Bowl was in Memphis.
The Liberty. I thought it was Shreveport.
No,
Oh, that might be the Independence Bowl. You might be. You're probably right. Yeah,
the Liberty Bowl, because that's the name of the stadium. The Liberty Bowl is in Memphis. But having said that,
Florida, I think we travel the best.
Don't go to Memphis either.
No, they're not. I would say either the gas.
Yeah, you're right.
Matches,
you're right.
USF, because you have a history with them.
We do.
I know FSU's down, but people see FSU and get all giggly. It's 6 days before Christmas. You can easily go there and not mess up your holiday.
Yeah.
But those are the 7. Thanks for playing. Pick up your parting gifts at the door on the way out.
Were there several websites that did bowl predictions?
CBS Sports, ESPN, DraftKings, The Athletic, College Football News, Sports Illustrated, and Athlon Sports.
Now, Joe, this is my thing. I think, especially, when we're at our best, we can play with anyone. I don't fear anyone.
Well, anyone's a stretch.
I mean, on the bowls that you mentioned, I don't fear anyone.
Oh yeah,
I think we can beat anyone.
Yeah, absolutely. I totally agree.
They're good matchups, which would be a huge positive for us. But again, my concern would be what happens after
zone blocking scheme against FSU. That would concern you.
Well, I worry about Saturday and after it, if it's going to be a fire sale or if coach is around for it. I hope he stays to make history.
Here's the thing, Steve. You can't worry about it because it's out of your control.
It is. No, you have no control.
If it happens, now look, how many? I don't think first off, the portal doesn't open till after New Year's, so that's not going to affect guys leaving. The only guy who might think about sitting out is Skyler because he doesn't want to get hurt before going to the East-West game and going to the combine. For anybody else, it's a showcase.
Correct. But there is a clause that if your coach does leave, you do have 30 days to enter into the transfer portal. You can enter early. That's the only way that you can. Now, we're a senior-laden team. I don't think we would have 1 million guys entering into the portal because the majority of them are graduating. But guys like Omar Diamante, he's a redshirt freshman. He's not someone I would want to lose. Kassan Farrar, the Virginia State quarterback of the year, who may be our quarterback next year if we don't bring anyone in. I wouldn't want him to leave. There's a couple guys that I would want us to keep. That's the thing that scares me. But you're right. It is completely out of my control.
All right, here's another thing that I'm going to propose right now. When looking at the Florida, and now this is Florida Atlantic that I'm talking about here.
Yes.
Zach Kitley is their coach. He is the Haggerty family head football coach. How does Florida Atlantic have an endowed football coach position? I'm proposing that Schumann donate some of his millions, and we have the Schumann family head football coach.
They would spell my name incorrectly. So
your thoughts?
Chris D wants us to go to the.
They would spell my name incorrectly. That would be the only problem. I'd have to.
How does Florida Atlantic have this?
They must have. Well, you never know. You never know with these schools where the
Chris D Moore is not a dinosaur. He's not a dinosaur. He's in the prime of his life.
I didn't even know Christie was in the.
Oh, he is. He's hammering a little bit. I think he would go for one more payday. I really do. Thanks, Dave, for putting it up for everyone to see. Chris D, you're like DB Cooper in my mind. We don't know who you are. I would pay $200 to get you on the show for 15 minutes. That's all I want.
Well, then you could pay me $500. Then you could pay me $500 to be out with him.
Do we know who is? Don't we already know?
Where's Mora going? You keep putting it out there. Listen, he's probably.
By the way, the Haggerty family refers to Michelle and Michael Haggerty, who have funded the Haggerty Family Athletics Village and the Haggerty Family Head Football Coach position. The Haggerty Family Head Football Coach, the family's $2.5 million gift, named this position in perpetuity. The Haggerty Family Athletics Village, a $5 million commitment, supports a variety of FAU athletic facilities.
That's probably how they got Lane Kiffin. My God, that's a big commitment. Chris D, I believe that if the dominoes fall correctly, Mora would go to Washington or Oregon State. And he has been out there already and met with them. So I will put that out there for you. Trisha Bailey, yes, she did donate $7 million to renovate the field house. I interviewed Trisha Bailey. She was very nice to me. And we appreciate her gift very much. But again, this game, I think, comes down to exactly what Joe said. Brock's got to come out with a scheme, stop the passing game, slow them down, make them one-dimensional. We can pin our ears back, go into our blitz packages, put some pressure on them. And, we're going to be able to run the ball. I mean, we really should be able to run the ball. They're giving up close to 5 yards a carry, 200 yards a game. So I think it's another game, maybe like last week, where we lean a little bit more on the run game. And I think it'll take us there. I think that the kids are fired up. I don't think that my worries about the distractions are as realistic as possible. Will Juice Vereen play? Allegedly, yes. Yes, he did. He will play. Yes, Mora has met with Washington. Yes. And Oregon State. Yes.
Yeah, yes. How do you know that for sure?
Very good sources. And sources have also confirmed that his assistants have been looking and may have other jobs lined up. So that's why
that's pretty big news, Steve. You got to
I'll take the brunt of it. My source is solid. I just worry if we do win.
Is the same source that I have. So
no. It's the other one. But I worry that if we have a fire sale after the year where the coaches leave, players opt out, and it ends up like one of the Florida State things where they just get smashed in the bowl game, that's what we don't want. But I do agree with Joe. I don't think that we have the kids that would bounce. I think the kids are loyal to the program. And if enough coaches stay back, we'll be fine. And it is out of my control.
Is the Washington job even open?
No, but Jed Fish is rumored to be going to UCLA.
Well,
listen, that's why I said dominoes have to fall into place.
Yeah.
But
I'd just be careful of that. That's all.
Yeah. I mean, I hope it's not true. I mean, a lot of things have to happen for that to go right. He wants to go back out west, and I think if he had one more opportunity at a P4 program, he would jump at it. Jed Fish's buyout, I believe, is $7.5 million. So I think that also plays a factor. But I hope it doesn't happen. I mean, everyone's happy with him. The program's in a good place.
I would be clear that you're saying the rumor is that he met with Washington.
I'm confirmed that he met with Washington. I can confirm.
Be careful.
I'd be careful with that. You haven't talked to him, have you?
Not directly, no.
So
I trust my source. My source. I'll say this. I have two sources.
Still a rumor.
That are credible.
Rumor.
You can treat it as a rumor. Listen, I hope it is a rumor. 100%. I hope it's a rumor. I hope it's not true. I hope it's a rumor. But
let me just read the quick disclaimer. Steve Cully's opinions are his opinions and nobody else's opinions.
Thank you. It's all on him. It doesn't reflect the opinions of Joe D. or
Steve Cully is represented by Father Cully's.
Yes. Call Herb Cully. Yes. Call Herb Cully's law firm. 315-733-0455. You can call the office. Tell them how great his son is. His secretaries.
I'm reading a Washington Times story, Seattle Times story that's headlined, "Will Jed Fish leave UW Huskies for Florida or UCLA? We have no idea."
Oh, so he's in the running there too. I did not expect that.
This is one writer's opinion. So he's also a guy, as this writer points out, who in January of 24 told Jim Roney he had every intention of staying at Arizona and taking the Wildcats to the college football playoff, and a week and a half later took the job at UW.
Yeah, I know. And Brian Kelly abandoning Notre Dame during the playoffs. Chris D, thank you. I'm glad that you enjoyed watching Maria yell at me, and I did exactly as she said. So she's happy. So thank you. I appreciate all your support. You're very supportive. So going into this game, we're -7.5. Coach, what is your prediction for this one? As you're frozen,
we're -7.5.
Yeah. Oh, he's
There he is. He's back.
Okay, I'm back.
We're -7.
-7.5. I predict we'll win this game 38-14.
So we cover and we win.
It's at Florida Atlantic.
It's at FAU.
I'll give him another touchdown. 38-21.
Okay, that was nice of you. Christy, you are right. We are not the same team on the road. 100%. And we've been 12-1 the last 2 years at home. Joe D, what do you predict for tomorrow at 3:30 at Florida Atlantic?
41-31 Huskies.
41-31. God, high scoring. I hope it is.
Every game is high scoring.
Every game is high scoring. It's just a matter of who gets the ball more.
I haven't seen a 14-7 game. 21.
No, not like last year. No, it wasn't. It was 26-10 last week. That was it.
And what's your prediction, Cully?
I am going 28-17 because we are not the same team.
Look at you, Mr. Conservative.
Because you don't think Uconn will play well anymore?
No, he thinks our zone run game won't produce much.
No, I think
they'll rush for 450.
I just think there's a lot going on, and
they'll come out and run the triple option 450.
Yeah, right. So I think we get our 9th win. I think it's awesome, and I think that the Florida bowl game would be the best for us, and we'll travel well, and we'll get a decent opponent. We don't need to be going out west. So for our last regular season Husky Huddle show.
Don't we want to do a wrap up on Monday?
Well, yeah, of course. I mean, we'll do everything up until the bowl game, but I just wanted to say that it's been a banner year. We've had a lot of success, and it's been a blast. We've had a blast.
It has been a blast.
It's been a blast.
It's been something. It's been something. So you guys have been great. Thank you. And for the legendary voice of the Huskies, the best of the best, Joe D, Coach Schumann, who is really, Dave.
I thought that was a great comment.
Really, Dave.
Joe D, that's the best comment of the year. Finally, you nailed one.
Come on, Steve. Finish the outro.
For asshole Dave Schumann, thank you. I appreciate the confidence. I'm Steve Kelly, the best podcast host in the universe. Remember, when life gives you lemons, don't make lemonade. Take 2 oranges, throw them right back at Dave.